Okay, so check it out. I already did a video once. It didn't turn out very well. So we're going to try this again. You see I got some panels installed up here, some solar panels. I've got 39 solar panels and they're supposed to be 300 watts apiece. I got a lot of friends and family that's asking about solar, so I figured I'd make a video and you guys can see kind of the ins and outs of how this goes. So I'm going to walk you down, see the conduit coming. Conduit comes off the side, it goes up through there and it goes into my attic space. And then walk with me. This is going to be the opportunity to remind you, please like and share this video, especially for the Illinois customers. There's a lot of things that goes on with Illinois that federal applies to everybody, obviously, but Illinois not so much. Okay, so here's where the deed gets done. The power came in through the crawl space down underneath here, and it comes out here. Okay, there's the main shutoff switch, there's the disconnect, that's the inverter, that's the bad boy that makes everything happen. And then Ameren put on their own meter here that allows for power to go both directions. Just in case you ever do get it installed, right behind here is a little red toggle switch. Okay, this is off, the 0 is off, the 1, you're going to pull this switch over back there and it's going to go momentary, which means it's not going to stay there. When you let go of it, it's going to light up 3 lights, red, green, and blue, and eventually the blue becomes solid. They say, the directions say the green one stays put, or it stays on. It doesn't. Haven't had that happen yet. So now we'll talk about the actual paperwork. Don't mind my messy house. It ain't messy, but you get the point. All right, so here we go. You can see the size of my system. Those 39 panels are supposed to produce 11.7 kilowatts. Okay, something else before I forget, that inverter, the place I bought this from, they offer a warranty on that. They don't sell it to you, or at least my salesman didn't. So there you go, 300 watts a piece inverters. Okay, and the inverter, that gives you the inverter number. That bad boy is like $14,000 and the warranty is $500. The warranty, the original warranty is it's either a 10 or 12 year, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it bumps it up almost double. It's a 20-year warranty when you pay the $500 for a $14,000 piece of equipment. I'm all about it. Okay, so this gives you the breakdown the way the guy sold it to me. The blue lines indicate my power consumption, and as you can see, there's times I was up 3,400 kilowatts. This was why I thought solar would be good for me, and it can be. I'm new at it, so I don't know everything yet. This is what they project will be the power produced by the solar. Okay, so even at my worst months, it's going to cut my bill in half. I don't have as many people living here as I did then. We eliminated some baseboard heat. These numbers have already dropped way down here. I can probably just about produce enough now in the wintertime to be just about breaking even. This is where it's really going to make the difference here, is these months I'm going to be producing power. Okay, in Illinois, when you produce power, they don't pay you for it. You're not making money off of it. Okay, they produce what's called credits, and those credits roll over month to month. Once a year, they're going to wipe those credits off. I haven't got enough details about this part of it yet. It's I've heard either October or May, and I do think you get to choose. But I did not get the battery in this system. I really wish now that I would have. I might talk to them about how to get, what's it going to take to get that bad boy. That way, in the event that I lose power, I have a battery backup to my inverter, and I can run off power off that battery for a little while. Okay, but pretty much the way they break this bad boy down is, my system is a 76% system. Okay, and at first my initial payments are, where'd that thing go? Okay, here's your tax credits. This is the way. There we go. The first 18 months. Okay, they say 289. It's not 289. Okay, see that right there? It is not 289. It's 290 something. They were really close. But if I apply all these credits, which this credit here only represents 26%. When he sent me this proposal, it was at the end of the year, and it was going to be 30% tax credit if we got it done on time, 26% tax credit if we didn't. So the minus 4% reflects this. The actual number is it's 15,000 and some change. Okay, is what I get back. Now I'm not really sure because this is a 30% tax credit too. This is what they call the 15-year Illinois SRACs. SRACs means is an acronym for Solar Renewable Energy Credits. Okay, here, right here, that's the number, which is still not 15,000. I'm not really sure why this number is the way it is. I'm sure he explained it to me, but I didn't. So if I apply those credits right there in the right amount of time, in the first 18 months, it's going to take me 2 times of doing federal taxes to get my $15,000 back. I don't pay enough in taxes to get it all back in one shot. It is a tax credit through the federal government. It is not a rebate. They're not just going to cut you one big fat check. If you don't pay in enough taxes, well, you're going to have to draw it out as far as you can. They hold them energy credits up to 5 years. So you can continue it on, but you might not get it back in that 18th month window. Remember that. At least with Mosaic, which is the loan company that Power Home uses, which is who this proposal was sent through, 18 months is when they're going to recalculate your dollar amount. If you apply the credits, that's what they're saying. If we apply these credits correctly to this number, it starts here, but it drops to here. Okay. Now, we'll see how that works out. But this is when it breaks down the numbers. This is actually more like 23 and some, almost 24. It's just about $2,000 more here. Okay. So there we go. And then you get the breakdown, all this mumbo jumbo of, this is the benefit of it. To me, this was a bigger selling point than probably anything else. The last time Ameren, Illinois got it took them a long time, but when they finally got an increase, when they were allowed to get an increase, they had to fight the state government and all that stuff to allow that to happen. It was like a 22% increase. Everybody's power bills went up. That's a large chunk to take in one shot. So if I buy it here and it continues to get here, but my bill stays down here, now you're looking at hedging against retirement and things like that whenever you're not making, when you're on a fixed income. So there's the big piggy bank, or at least their projections, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so cost of the solar is this, and then the instant energy going from solar, and then 25 utility bill. Lots of things. They say that the property value, it says on my system, it's going to raise my property value $35,000. It's hard for me to envision my property value going up $35,000. But even if it's 20, 15, by the time it's all said and done, I'm good to go. Okay, I think that would be a good number. And then it talks about how much you're doing for the environment, which is a good thing. Okay, and then comes the process. Okay. Estimated savings report, which is what we're looking at there, the approval process, get your loans, and then you start signing documents and site survey, and which is what they did all the way back up top here. I'll try to get you a picture of that again. Where'd it go? There we go. See, that's the pole barn we were looking at. There's my house right there. See? So they gave a site description already. Now we'll scroll back down here again. Site evaluation, site survey, CAD permit, that goes through the state, all your permits and all your computer-aided drafting, all that stuff. They came out and installed it. It took them 2 days to install it. And crazies was out here in the ice and snow doing it. They come out and did all the called Julie up, make sure everything was dig, and then they actually turned on the system. I finally completed this whole thing. And when it was all said and done, all the installation was done, including things. They blew in insulation in my attic. They did all kinds of stuff. So solar attic fans. There's all kinds of stuff that's built into this. They give me a whole box of LED light bulbs, all that good stuff. All energy saving measures. Okay, but now we get to the Illinois part of this. Okay, see up top here, small systems, smaller than or equal to 10 kilowatts. Okay, we're not there. I'm slightly above 10 kilowatts. Okay, so that puts me into a slightly different category here. I'm being at 11. Application fee and all that stuff. They do a performance assurance. They do a lot of stuff with this. Is very involved. Illinois sends me some. Illinois seems to be very concerned about it. But here's the other part of this you need to see. Okay. All right. Systems under 25 kilowatts. See that up top there? Total management fee of 10%. Understand that. Total management fee of 10%. When they're telling you that the 10%, that 10% is going to come out of that number that we had earlier. It is going to come out of this number right here. That's not 10% generated. They're going to take that out of your SRACs for you, which my company didn't. My Power Home didn't bother to tell me that part, that they were going to pull this out of that. So, and then there's another part to this. You also notice it says Illinois 15-year SRACs. 15-year SRACs. They're going to hold another 10% of my money for 15 years. Whoever's living in my house in 15 years is going to get the remainder. They're going to send that other 10% out. That's I was told that is to ensure that these people don't sell it. They don't sell the systems. Okay, there's a lot of I guess there's a business for that. I don't know, or maybe they're worried about it. But and then the addendum for the shading. When they do this performance thing that we just talked about a minute ago, this performance evaluation, they're going to throw shade into this thing, all this stuff. And this also is the addendum to purchase. It talks about shading. Okay, any shading, including the impact thereof on solar systems production or output, presented to the buyer and in any proposal or document is based on assumptions should not be relied upon by the buyer. Okay, they quoted me. We go back to that original document. Where'd it go? I'm looking for the part here that's got my. It put me in a 3% shading. Okay. Where did it go? I hate it when I do that. Where did it go? I know it's here. I still need to talk them into this chemical battery, though. I do. There it is right there. I did not do that. There we go. Shade. 3%. Okay. See that number right there? Sun hours. That's is over a year. They say shade's going to be 3%. I think they're crazy. I got a couple of big trees out there that are neighbors, and I'm going to try to talk him into bringing down. So, other than that, those are the biggest things you need to worry about in Illinois. Okay. Would I recommend this product? I would recommend this. I can't say as though I recommend Power Home Solar. There's just been some parts to this that didn't come out the way it was sold to me, and you can say to me that, well, you should read the fine print and you should read all that other stuff. Well, they were telling me to check with my tax professionals. I did check with my tax professionals. They knew all about the federal, but this Illinois 15-year SRACs deal, when I do this through the federal part, I put that on my taxes. It goes in, it gets submitted when my tax lady does my taxes. And this Illinois 15-year SRACs does not. There's a whole separate deal. Part of this money comes from Ameren. The state set aside money to Ameren, and Ameren pays out part of it. The other part of it comes in through another agency, that is called the Illinois Shines Program. And that Illinois Shines Program manages, they do the maintenance and they manage the system. They make sure that Power Home does the job. Okay. But they're the ones that hold that 10%, and then they also hold the 10% for the maintenance fees. Okay. So here's the numbers. I'm going to lose 20% of my 30. Okay. I get 30 through the state of Illinois, and I'm going to lose 20% of that number in, I'm going to get the 10% of it I'm going to get back in 15 years. But if you remember right, we talked about how the loan breakdown goes. In 19 months, they're going to change my loan number. Okay. So what I got sold on was I'm going to put 60% of the money towards of my tax credit money into that loan, and my number, my loan payment is going to shrink almost in half. It's a great number. If I dedicate more money to this, and hopefully I can make that happen, if I dedicate more money to this, the number is going to go down drastically. But point being, I'm not going to have that money here. There is no possible way for them to promise me, which is what they put this publication out to sell it to you. And the numbers they put out are not what's going to happen. The guy that sold it to me didn't claim to be a genius about it, but he did have an answer. Every time I had a question, he'd come up with an answer. And there's another lady right down the hall from him that had every answer he needed, that told me all about it after I signed the contract and after we were outside of the agreement window, okay, when I could cancel. So she told me all about it, and I had some issues with them. Now, to their credit, they are trying to fix that. They are negotiating with me on how to make this bad reviews go away. They don't like that. And that says a lot for a company. They're trying to maintain a good appearance. And so when I say that this one went bad, there's a lot of reviews out there from the company that are positive reviews. Mine just happens to be they promised me a rebate. I did end up getting that rebate, but I had to fight for it. Because then after the fact, then they changed the story, and I don't dig that. I don't have time for this. I did a lot of these DocuSign stuff on my phone. I work 52 hours a week, and I finally got a lot more time on the weekends to do stuff. But during the week, when we're trying to get all this stuff accomplished, I said I'm doing this business over my phone. I'm trying to read these documents on my breaks and lunch and stuff like that. It's a lot. It's a lot of paperwork. But as you can see, it's on my roof. We're making power. There is a Solar Edge app that I have on my phone. I can tell you right now, I can pull up my power consumption right now. I wish I could do a screenshot and show it to you, but it's going to tell you that I'm getting just under 10 kilowatts of power right now. Okay, and that 10 kilowatts of power, if we go back and look at the meter here, March. They're saying my production is going to be 1247. But we're early in March. You see the number goes up. So that's what they're saying is going to happen. And I'm just under 10 right now, like 9.6, 9.8 kilowatt production. So they're close. He also told me when he sold it to me that a lot of systems overperform early on, and that hasn't quite been the case yet, but we'll see. I don't want to assume too much. So you got any questions, definitely. Hey, don't forget to like and share this. Let people know what's going on, and know what to expect, and have an idea of what you're getting yourself into if you choose to do this. I can tell you this: the federal tax credit has went down after 1/1/2020. It went down to 26%. So that's instantly. That was the number that I shared with you here, not there. That 13,689. Like I said, my number is over 15 because I got the 30%. I got everything done in the right window. This Illinois, this number is a mystery. Nobody really knows exactly what that number is going to be, but it is what it is. So thank you, and please leave a comment. I'd love to hear